Oh, hello.
Hello, Connecticut. We are rocking today. We're getting closer to the Travelers Championship, one of my favorite events every year, and I'll be back for Birdies for Charity, mini golf, and more. Our friends from the championship are here, including Webster Bank, which is giving charities a chance to earn an extra 15% on every dollar donated through end of play. We'll talk all about that. Our friend Anthony is here from Connecticut Visit, CT Visit with Dawn Ennis, and we're talking pride. It's also not too late to feel the power of the purse with the United Way. And I am so excited that K9 Duncan from the Enfield Police Department is here as well. We got a great show. But first, and on a more serious note, I recently took part in an active shooter drill here in Connecticut. Now, this was before the incident at the mall in Waterbury. But sadly, it proves you never know when an incident like that could happen and just how important this training is. So photojournalist Chris Perkins and I were allowed to record and take part in this with training, which could be upsetting for some to watch. So you're going to hear shots fired. It's not live ammunition. I was also scared out of my mind. Take a look. Community First Project provides law enforcement organizations with training in areas such as de-escalation, stress mitigation and management, target identification, and other critical skills at no cost to law enforcement, municipalities, or taxpayers. Community First Project is funded by organized fundraisers and donations, which can be made on their webpage at c1p.org. Now, recently, we were invited to the Rocky Hill VA, where some of the buildings are used for training purposes. This was a week of intensive drill training for active shooter scenarios. Training included, but was not limited to, firearms training and other use of force tactics to be better prepared under stressful incidents. Sergeant Scott Allard of West Haven Police Department knows just how vital these training sessions are.
This is one of the tools in your tool belt that you hope you never need, but you have the training in the event it happens. And the parents should understand how well their schools are protected by local law enforcement, federal law enforcement, and state law enforcement.
As our law enforcement gets the training to better keep us safe, there are things we can do when gathering in large groups. We're headed into a very busy season of outdoor concerts, fairs, and events, so here's some tips to be mindful of.
Like large settings, concerts, fairs, know your exits. When you enter in through the, know your exits, know where you're going, stay together with your group, have a plan with that group if something were to happen so you don't separate, and also keep your cell phones charged in case you need to make phone calls after that.
And for parents dropping kids off to their first concert or event, what tips should they give to their kids?
I think it's just important to reiterate the fact that, listen, stay together, keep your cell phone charged. If you need anything, call us. If there's anything going on, run, find like my mom always told me, find someone in uniform or find someone who's running a ticket booth or something and run to them if you can't get out of the venue itself. And if you do get separated, have a destination. Okay, we're going to meet by the large water fountain if we get separated. Or if your group separates 10 o'clock, text each other, hey, I'm good. But when it's safe to do so, obviously. If it's not safe to do so, then obviously wait until it is safe. But yeah, check-in times are perfectly fine. Putting your locator on is perfectly fine. Community First Project was founded by Tier 1 Navy SEALs and Army Special Ops veterans. Here in Connecticut for this session was decorated retired Navy SEAL Carl Gustafson, Director of Operations for Community First Project, who explains the importance of this training.
Yeah, we think it's important because what we found is that the patrol level officers who are typically responding to these crisis incidents don't have nearly the amount of training that we would like to see them have, and sometimes that causes them either to not be able to respond effectively or sometimes not to even respond at all. For this particular one, we've been fortunate enough to have 8 different municipalities represented. We have Connecticut State Police, we have West Haven, we have East Haven, we have, I know I'm going to miss some here, Bristol is out here. So we've been able to get a lot of people from these different departments and get them to train together and get to see these tactics that we're teaching. So each of these trainings lasts about 5 days. We do a 40-hour curriculum, so 5 days, 8 hours. Unfortunately, the reality is most of these departments will see less than 6 to 8 hours of this type of training a year. What we would like to do is come back, offer one of these courses for 40 hours every year or every 6 months with the departments that we get to visit. Unfortunately, we're held back by the amount of money that we can fundraise since we are a nonprofit, the amount of instructors that we can provide, and all of the departments, all of the demand that's coming into Community First Project. We're only able to service so many with the money that we have.
I was offered an opportunity to go along on an active shooter drill to get a little more perspective on what our brave men and women in law enforcement are faced with on any given day. With a little coaching prior to what you're seeing, it is not lost on me, this was a controlled environment.
We're just about to go into the training scenario. Are you ready?
I'm a little nervous, I gotta be honest. Let's go.
Don't be nervous, you're gonna do great.
This drill certainly gives you a whole new layer of respect that you can make a life-changing decision in a split second, that your life could be taken, or you could take a life. These officers do not take this training lightly, and through repetitive training and drills, it helps these officers better handle high-stress situations that clearly I'm not ready for.
Drop the gun! Oh, I didn't let him drop the gun. Okay, what do I do now?
Yep, you're good.
Okay, he's dead.
Yep. So I think a lot of people tend to armchair quarterback the stress and these incidents. Every one of these incidents is dynamic. Every one of these incidents is different. There's a ton of unknowns for these officers that are going in, which is number one, why we see such a critical need for these officers to go through this training and then repeat and sustain this training. And then number two, rather than armchair quarterback, what we would like to see from the public is them voicing their support for these officers that have to go in and really witness these horrific events and also respond to some of these things. And they're going to see casualties, they're going to see people who are maybe injured, they're going to put their lives on the line for the benefit of the general public. And I think there's something to be said about officers and the job that they do. I don't think they get nearly enough credit for how much they risk and how much they're putting on the line for the public.
To help continue this vital training, visit c1p.org.
What